Hey everyone, it's Birth3 and I'm here and this is my review for Kuberaa, the new film directed by Shekhar Kamala, and starring Dhanush, Nagarjuna, and also Rashmika Mandana in lead roles. Now, Kuberaa is a well-intentioned film, but also at the exact same time, it is an overly ambitious film with its running time, and it's over 3+ hours long. Does it warrant that kind of running length? Not really. I feel like this movie is very solid in terms of its production design, its cinematography, and its performances, but because of its running time and certain pockets of this movie that feel kind of deviating from the overall tone and the overall message, I feel like Kuberaa is a missed opportunity, but still an overall solid watch, and I give it a 7 out of 10. Now, before watching this film, I read a lot of reviews saying that Dhanush's performance in this respective film was one of the best ever performances in his entire career, and a lot of people were saying that it warrants a National Film Award. To be honest with you, I wouldn't say it's that level of a performance. Yes, the first half of this movie, he does things here that a lot of big time actors would never do. He's playing a character that's getting beaten up, is not glamorized in any sort of way, and he's playing, a homeless person that is a beggar that is going through a lot until the midway point of this film. And to be honest with you, it kind of reminds me of other performances that he's done in previous films, even though they're not exactly the same as this film. I feel like this performance kind of touches upon some other performances that Dhanush has done, which made me not feel the kind of praise that other people were praising for his performance in his respective film. Mind you, this is still a really good performance, and I think that Dhanush is a very, very good actor. I just feel like it's still not one of his top tier performances and not one that will win awards, but will, make you appreciate him as an actor. And overall, he's pretty much the highlight of this film. Nagarjuna and also Rashmika Mandana are pretty solid in their respective roles too. This is probably Rashmika Mandana's best performance in a Tamil cinema movie. And side note, this is not really a Tamil movie. I heard that this movie was shot bilingually, and there's certain moments that, the dubbing matches whatever the characters are like lip syncing. But I feel like this film was pretty much a Telugu movie that was shot in Tamil for certain sequences, and I was a little disappointed by that. I feel like they should have just mentioned that this movie was a straightforward Telugu movie, which they dubbed into Tamil. And if they had said that beforehand, I think I would have appreciated this film a little bit more. But overall, it kind of affected the viewing experience for me while watching this film. But yeah, I would say that Rashmika Mandana's performance is her best performance that she's ever done in a Tamil movie, or just in general in the last few years. It's a very layered performance. It's kind of comedic based, but also dramatic based as well. Nagarjuna is playing a gray shaded character. He's not the villain of this film, but he has villainous moments. And yeah, he does a pretty decent job too. But I feel like both of them have done better performances in other films beforehand, but for recent times, this is probably their best performances in the last few years or so. Now, the biggest highlight and the biggest plus about this film is the production design and the sets and the live locations that they shot in. It makes you really buy into the world that Shekhar Kamala is presenting to you and really makes you believe in the story a little bit more. It's very distinct and very visceral and very raw and real. And that is the biggest highlight about this film. The cinematography as well is very solid in this film too. And the way that they shot the nighttime scenes was really well done. I feel like the music by Devi Sri Prasad is pretty solid. And again, some of his best work in recent times. But again, I feel like he's done better work in previous films. And also, Shekhar Kamala as a director, I feel like he's done better work in the past. But for a big time production film, this is pretty decent work. Yeah, Kuberaa means well. The intentions are there, and the message overall is a very beautiful message about how we need to treat people with equality and with respect, and how money could be the root and savior of all evils and good. But I feel like because of the long length of this movie, it stretches a very solid idea into a paper thin idea. And had this movie been, let's say, 2 hours or so, and had they cut out some of the songs in this film, I think this would have been a better streamlined movie and one of the better big budget films that has come out in Indian cinema in recent times. Sadly, I give this film a 7 out of 10. Again, it's a very solid film overall for many aspects, but because of its over ambitiousness in terms of its length, it kind of hampers the film's intentions and its message. 7 out of 10.